Before the break, we saw our Mondeo being prepared for its final journey. A 50-mile-an-hour crash into a tractor, simulating the worst-case scenario. A head-on collision with some agricultural heavy metal. The sort of accident that could happen on any stretch of rural single carriageway. The question is, will hitting it at 50 miles an hour, the new suggested lower speed limit for country roads, make the accident any more survivable? Well, let's do it and find out. The car weighs around 1,200 kilograms and has a crumple zone built in. The tractor weighs nearly 3 tons and has no crumple zones. So, imagine you're pressing on down that B road and you come round a bend to be faced by... It's a shocking scene and acts as a graphic illustration of the massive forces involved, even at this proposed new speed of 50 miles an hour. A 3-ton tractor has been flicked away like a child's toy. But when the dust settled, it looked like the car's crumple zone had done its job, absorbing the crash forces and leaving the passenger compartment relatively intact. Now it's time to make sense of the carnage. James Bradford is an engineering manager for Eurorap, the international agency that advises governments on road safety issues.
In our experience, this type of crash would actually result in a serious injury. And you can see from the movement in the pedals, they more than likely would have caused a broken leg.
And as well as a broken leg, your body would have to cope with the potentially fatal G-forces of decelerating from 50 miles an hour to a standstill in just 4 meters. When the tractor moved, it helped dissipate some of the energy. Had it been any heavier, even more of the forces would have been transmitted to the car. Nevertheless, and here's what surprised us, despite this mess, reducing the speed limit from 60 to 50 miles an hour can reduce the risk of fatal injury by 50%. It's all to do with schoolboy physics. Energy is proportional to the square of speed, so it only takes a small reduction in velocity to result in a large reduction in the crash forces. That means less energy for the car's crumple zones to deal with, and ultimately less energy going through you, the passenger. So, what speed limit would definitely keep you alive?
From the research done into this, you'd actually have to reduce the speed limit down to 25 miles an hour to actually guarantee that you wouldn't have a fatal accident.
It would never go anywhere, though, would we?
Exactly.
But no matter what the speed limit, humans are fallible and can still crash on a badly designed road.
What's the kind of things that you'd be looking at to try and make rural roads a bit safer?
In Europe, we say that as well as reducing the speed limit, the other option is to actually increase the road design.
Right. So what would that mean, just sticking Armco down all our country hedges?
That would mean providing safe overtaking opportunities, providing safe runoff zones, and where you can't do that, then putting Armco in place.
Oh, God, that would involve a lot of engineering.
It involves a lot of engineering, but it's very cost-effective engineering compared to the cost of crashes.
The cost to society of every fatal road traffic accident is more than £1 million. Giving Britain's roads the gravel traps and protective barriers of a racetrack would indeed be a cheaper, long-run alternative. But what could be done immediately is improve signage. If you install a speed camera, generally, you only reduce accidents by about 10%. But if you improve road markings, such as putting a big sign up saying, "Watch out, there's a tight bend ahead," you can reduce accidents by up to 35%. Yes, a reduction to 50 miles an hour would help. But 50 still represents a significant level of risk on a badly designed road. Given that re-engineering every blind corner isn't going to happen overnight, for now there's just one piece of advice. Regardless of what the legislated speed limit is, you should drive at a speed that allows you to deal with every eventuality. You never know what's around the corner.